Hello everybody, you're here with Claro Beauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in and welcome. So today is Monday for me, probably this video will be Tuesday for you. And it's very interesting, it's dedicated to peace. It's dedicated to peace because I just cannot ignore what's going on in the world and with Russia and Ukraine, but the whole world involved. And so I didn't know how to approach this in this channel. And so I decided to dedicate this video to it. If you notice, I am dressed with green. To me, green represents love. And of course, there is the white that represents peace or hope. But I decided to go with the green at this moment. It's very interesting because I was gonna film yesterday, Sunday. I was all day wanting to film. I saw this image of the makeup and I went back and forth about it. So today I still decided to do it and here we are. So I don't wanna rumble a lot about it because it's just dedicated, but I did think it was important to mention, you know, in all the hardest of times, you know, jokers, clowns, poets, artists, entertainers, do play a part in the whole movement of what's going on. So this video is not political or economical, although you can't, you know, help it. It is humanitarian. That's how I see it. It is, you know, me with the pondering, the inner beauty, matters of the heart, and that's where I'm coming from. That will be today. I don't know how much I'll talk about this topic while I apply the makeup, because who knows, you know that I just sit here and see what happens. But I did see very distinctly, for some reason, NATASHA DENONA eyeliner. I know that's kind of a bridge to go wear makeup, right? But I'll tell you a little bit more. I just didn't want to just keep talking, especially with bare skin, since you know I don't like it. So I'll talk a little bit more about this topic. But I did see immediately when I ponder about what's going on, and many different feelings have been throughout, but since it started. But I keep seeing this color from NATASHA DENONA. For some reason, this green, red, what is it called? It's ultraviolet, this eyeshadow. And so we're gonna try it. I'll list it down below. I can't really, it says ultraviolet. I think that's what it is, the eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadow. And we're gonna start with this for some reason. It has green in it, but it also has other, what did it say? Multichromatic chromium liquid, right? So we're gonna start with this. So just to continue about, you know, sometimes you feel a little far away from the circumstance, but it just feels too near to my heart. You know, just imagining what people are going through in these hard times is as frustrating and ups and downs, and you feel you want to do something and then you don't know how, and then you don't know if you should, and it's just not should, but it's just many feelings. I don't know about you. I don't know how you are feeling about all of this. I mean, when we saw the COVID thing coming in, everybody reacted different and felt different. And so I don't know how you feel about this, but for me, I think we need to unite it with the artistic, the art, and in this channel, you know, it's Claro Beauty, so it is the beauty things. And so I want to manifest through makeup, and I'm not very good at it, but this is where we are. So I did see this color, and I did see this eyeshadow palette, which I haven't really used, which is also NATASHA DENONA. You see, I don't know why I keep being called to this monochromatic, right? You see one thing, but there's many layers to it. So let's start. Here I am rambling. Of course, not saying all the things I thought to say, but yes. Ay, Dios mío. Here's the ideas mio. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this inspires you to make a look also. And perhaps you can also dedicate it to peace or whatever you want to dedicate it to if this topic touches you. So I'm going to start putting this. Yeah. And so one of the things, you know, when I think of being united, obviously with Ukraine, who are being invaded, but the humanitarian in me also want to be united with the Russians who also are against this invasion. I mean, I remember things that the United States has done in the past that not everybody here have been agreeing to. And so we have to remember that even though there's boundaries of countries, there's many diversity inside those countries, right? So not everybody agrees with what the governments are doing. And I don't want to get into politics. I want to get into us as individuals, that we are one heart, really. I mean, there's many things that says go back to essence and or remembering who you are, or go back to who you were born, right? And if you think about it, there's this miracle of the heartbeat. There's a miracle. I mean, we all get very excited when a baby comes into the world, and if you've been in a birth, even of animals. I mean, I'm not comparing humans with animals, but there's this whole miracle or ecstasy that comes when you see a heartbeat beat for the very first time. We cannot deny that. I mean, if you don't feel that of a new heartbeat, then I feel that you've forgotten who we really are. I mean, because we are that breath, that life. And in my view, when I see that, I just feel alive. I feel the miracle of life, and I see everybody else's, you know, just like me. I don't know, maybe I'm not conveying myself right, but you know, I have mentioned in the past that I'm going to turn 50, and that I feel this duty of conveying these thoughts, even though they might be a little controversial, and I'm welcome anybody's thoughts, anybody's views, but I think it's important that we speak. It's important that we say, especially, you know, through times. I think women have made a big impact on this hardish times, very big. If it's not about enduring and moving families along to the, you know, just keep moving life through. So I think we as women, if we keep speaking, whatever it is, but in my case is about love and the remembering of who we are. The remembering that, you know, we're all in this together. The world is so small. The planet is so small. I don't know, back in the day when they decided to divide the countries, to put limits, this is you or this is me, and those are different and this is the same. But at this point in time, really, I mean, the technology couldn't prove that we're all so similar. I mean, yes, we have our differences, but at the core, we are so similar. So we are one. That is more where I go with this. Now, let's go back to makeup, because art is definitely part of our manifestation and part of our expression, right? I mean, it is my voice in this moment. On top of everything I'm talking, of course. You know me, I rumble, but especially after a cup of coffee, which I did have, and I still have. So I didn't think it was gonna be this easy to apply this. So I'm loving it. I had so much, because imagine, I wanted to use this road. So I keep seeing the green and those yellows, and I do see other YouTubers that are in love with those. I'm gonna start. I should have started with the shades, but now I got so much into what I was talking about. I'm using Andrelite, this one. I don't know if you guys know the YouTuber, Teresa is Dead. I like her. She's a riot, and she loves green. So every time now that I think of these colors, I definitely think of her. But just with that application, I mean, I'm sorry, but I feel ill. I didn't think that's a good color for me. What do you guys think? I mean, don't worry, we're gonna fix it, but no. But we'll see. I'm playing, so now I'm gonna try Iron. Let's see what a mess I make here. If not, we're gonna have to go to a different palette because this is not working out for what I meant. Well, who knows, right? I mean, the dedication and the art that we're creating here, perhaps it's not a pretty one, perhaps it's a real one. Things are not being very pretty, and things are very hard for a lot. Yeah, and not to bring it down at all, I'm just gonna do the other. Not to bring it down a lot on this topic, guys, but, and obviously not to compare, but I remember, well, it might be long to say, but you know, I live in Miami, Florida, and there's hurricane season every year. Now, granted, there's some years that is better than others. So there's some years that we don't feel it much, but then there's been the few that it's been hard. And so my husband has been he was in Andrew. His whole house was destroyed while he was in it. You know, the ceiling came off and everything was a mess, and they had to live in the patio in a motorhome, you know, while they reconstructed their home. So he has it first thing. But I also been in one hurricane where the building across the street, I saw how all the windows exploded, and I was by myself in my condo. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get so much into it. But then there was this last strong hurricane, which my husband and I were here. So now we were not naive. We knew what a hurricane is like, and we know the destruction and the risks. And I wanted to flee. The moment I saw the hurricane coming or knew about the hurricane coming, I said, I want to go. I don't want to go through this. We'll come back and find out what was left or what is left, if there's anything left, or we come back to our home, right? And so now we're gonna apply this darker one. I apply only this and this. Now I'm gonna go to this one. We're just playing here as I'm telling you my story. And so I just wanted to go, and he was the opposite. He said, no, he wanted to stay because he wanted to be here the minute the hurricane was gone, to reconstruct, to build up, to, you know, help out where it was needed. Now, so very different views, right? I mean, we had 5 animals. It was going to be a big logistic to live, but I was willing to go and do all that. I just didn't want to go through the pain and the hassle, and I just wanted life, you know, and comfort. So I was ready to leave. He wasn't. And of course he said, well, you can go, so you don't have to go through all this, but I will stay. Imagine. So different views, right? And we have to respect each of the views. But yes, of course, I was not going to leave him alone with the animals, with everything, through the hurricane by himself. So then I decided to stay. Of course, my family were like, crazy. So I stayed, and we went through it. And it was a rough hurricane. And the next morning, sure enough, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. You saw my husband and some of the neighbors out picking up trees, picking up the house, brushing everything out, rebuilding immediately. They wanted almost to see as if this area was just nothing happened. And I was amazed. I was amazed by the strength, the unity of all of that happened. And as they start cleaning up this whole block, around the house, you could see the uplifting of the spirit as everybody comes out of a traumatic and scary situation. And so the reason I'm telling you this whole story is because how mixed the feelings are when something hard is happening, and this idea if you stay to defend or leave. I mean, and in my opinion, there's nothing wrong. You have to follow your instinct, but it is hard, right? I mean, it is hard. Now, I'm talking about a nature event. Here is even harder, right? Because there are humans creating this pain, or this chaos, or this destruction, and really this death. And again, I want to be very careful because I know we're all very sensitive, especially if you know people there and you're near there. I mean, I can imagine the anger. Also, yesterday I was feeling a lot of that, you know. All right, well, I am liking the look. I mean, what a mixture, right? Of entertaining, sad, cool. I mean, oh my goodness gracious. I feel like a comic. You know, like comics usually go into a tense moment and then they make a joke. I just not that talented, but this is interesting. It's hard and interesting. Yes, I have not been saying what I've been wearing, but it is really, I put this in there, I put this in there, and then I put this in there. I'm debating if I'm gonna add that and if I'm gonna use this, but I am liking the look actually. So let's see. I'm gonna add bird just to add them all. Why not? So now I'm gonna pull this a little bit. Oh, what a way to move around in thoughts. All right, so enough of that. We're gonna finish the look, and we're gonna, I just needed to talk a little bit about this because I think it's important, because I don't want it to feel like we're not connected, because I feel we are. And I feel if there's a war somewhere in the world, there is a war in all of our homes. That's how I feel. So we're gonna use some Pat McGrath Fabulous Flirtations. And I hope I don't get in a lot of trouble, because I know there's gonna be different views, and I know my choice of words sometimes is not the best. I'm not known for the best communicator per se. So I just hope that you know it comes from my heart. It's good intended. Not really looking to argue, discuss, back and forth. I am open to hear your thoughts on it, of course. That's always welcome. But I want peace. And so, yes, I guess opening this can of worms, but how can we ignore it? I mean, we're grown-ups, aren't we? How is it looking? I'm liking it, quite frankly. So I need a dark brown, and I wanted to put some perhaps eyeshadow, but I think I'm gonna use an eyeliner. Why not? Let's look at NATASHA Denona, and I have here the burgundy, but I think I want her brown, right? Let's go with brown. Just so you know, I did mention this is the blush, the Divine Blush. Nude Venus is the one I use. And underneath my foundation, I had not forgotten, but I haven't used this. I haven't pulled out this in a while. So I use Lisa Eldridge. And as a primer, I wanted to see how they work together. And I actually like how they work together a lot. I'm using the primer, serum primer from Dior, from Capture Total. I like that primer a lot, and I think it works beautiful with Lisa Eldridge, especially if you feel that Lisa Eldridge is a little drying. I think that serum makes it work perfect. And I also heard a rumor, don't quote me on it, that Lisa Eldridge might be coming out with a glowy foundation. So that would be exciting. So this is number 7. I don't know if you remember. If you're new to me, I went on and on and on about choosing the right color from Lisa Eldridge, and I was between 5 and 7, and I ended up getting 7, and then sometimes I wish I had 5, but because I just need a little more brightening. But today with this primer, it's the first time I use it with it, I think it worked out very nice. All right, so I'm speeding it along just because we need to finalize the look, and I think I said what I needed to say. I'm gonna use the NATASHA Denona Micro Tech Eye Crayon. This is the new ones, and this is brown. I also have to say, I hadn't used this palette at all, and I'm having to like this look quite a bit. So I'm applying a little bit of the brown. Maybe the burgundy would have worked too. Right? You know, perhaps I can upload this video today. So I'm not going to go off of camera to finalize the look, because when I do that and I have to edit it, hi guys. Well, just as I was saying that I was not going to to go and do it off of camera, my whole lighting turned off, a whole technological ordeal has happened. You can see me, I'm a little moved. So I decided to put this rinky-dinky light just to finish up the video. Isn't that interesting? That's so weird. So anyhow, that's why you see me in a different lighting, and that's why you see me a little bit off or different, or perhaps better, I don't know. So just so you know what I did to finalize the look, I did end up, like I started, using the eyeliner in brown. And then I did add this color on top of it. And I really like how the kind of purple look, and it uplifted my eye, and it did go with the chrome that has green and lilac or purplish. And then of course I added some mascara. I didn't do anything for the brows. I did add some I Need a Rose lip liner, the new one, Daphne. I do have a video on it if you want to see it. And we're gonna use that same lipstick, this one. It's supposed to be I Need a Rose, but I think it has a little more peachy than rose. And I do make a comparison with the Amarosa, which I think is a little more rose, but browner. But after seeing a lot of the reviews, I think the Peony, which is the pinkish, will be perfect. And I didn't order that one because I thought it was gonna be a lot more cool, like pinkish. But after seeing the reviews, seems a little more neutral with a little more pink in it. So I think it will work beautiful. But I already ordered this one, and I think the difference will be very minute. And so I like how this looks, especially since I use kind of a peachy also blush, so it goes well. And we finalize the color with this monochromatic. And I apologize for the light. I don't know how this is gonna come across. It's a small light, but you had seen how I applied the eyeshadow, so I don't feel so bad. And here we are. It's you know, Claro Beauty channel is something. I feel like Inspector Gadget. Have you ever seen that? They're cartoons, and I think there was a show. Inspector Gadget. The whole thing is he kind of, everything gets complex and he falls apart, he comes back and he has a duty, something to obviously resolve. And then at the end, everything gets resolved and done in a very weird, awkward way, most likely with other people getting involved and things like that. So that's pretty much me. That's pretty much my life. Things get done in a very interesting way. So I hope you like the look. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do at this moment. Please ring the bell on the right hand corner, and please comment below. And to wrap up, of course, this video was dedicated for peace, for humanity, for our beautiful beating hearts, and that we can all at some point get along, love each other, survive, and not have to fight for our little space and comfort, and not want to go and take more that we need. And of course, it's easy for me to say it from the United States, but I'm also Mexican, and I know the heartache of being an immigrant, and I know the heartache of having to look for a better life. And so with all of that, my wish still remains that we can connect with our hearts and love one another. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.